Hi everybody, this is Vinny and welcome to Complain Time. This is a show where we take a moment while the boss is out of the office to talk about things that really just quite frankly annoy us to death. Because you know what they say, when the cat's away, the mice will play. Or in this case, complain about stuff that just drives us all crazy. Now before we go any further, I want to give you guys an opportunity to hit that subscribe button, ring that bell to be notified so you never miss another episode of Complain Time as well as other additional content. Now today's topic that I want to get into, something that really gets on my nerves, Apple Pay. This is technology gone berserk. Because usually, when we have an advancement in technology, it's usually because we are trying to take something difficult and inconvenient and attempting to simplify it for the rest of the world. You know, if something's very challenging or very difficult or something that's just annoying, a lot of times we simplify it, build something, and allow it to give us a matter of convenience. Especially if you watch those infomercials on TV, you know a little bit of what I'm talking about. But here's the thing. How difficult or inconvenient is it to carry a credit card or a debit card in your wallet? How difficult is this? Literally, all you gotta do, you take the card, you put it in your wallet, and you stick it in your pocket, Orange Cassidy. Like, is this an actual problem people were having? Was the task of carrying a thin plastic card around really a burden for you? Because, let me tell you something. You want to know what I consider to be a burden and an inconvenience to me? Standing behind some douche in a checkout line while they have their phone and they're waving it back and forth like a damn Jedi. Just watching them go, this ain't the form of payment you're looking for. In fact, I remember when I worked in retail and I would have a customer use Apple Pay and my store didn't have it. Yeah, imagine that. I had a store, didn't have Apple Pay, didn't use it, didn't embrace it, didn't want anything to do with it. But they were still so certain that it would work. What do I know? I'm just a guy who worked here for years. But of course, they know more than me because the way most Apple Pay people are, they're extremely stuck up and very, very full of themselves. Just FYI. So he held up the line for 20 minutes as he waved his phone around, doing the Jedi mind trick, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth like a swinging pendulum. Tick tock, tick tock. I want to bash you in the head with a cinder block. And then, finally, after all of this, he eventually pulled out his debit card, swiped it, it approved, he paid for it, and he left, and the whole thing took 10 seconds. My head almost popped off my body. It's like, you mean to tell me you had this card with you the whole time? The whole time. And you still wasted my time and everybody else's time with this Apple BS. I have to sit here and watch you struggle, and because I'm an employee, I can't say anything, and I have to watch everybody else sit there and watch this whole line get deflated because you're obsessed with using this new modern form of technology because it makes you feel important, you self-important techno douche. I'm surprised the people in line didn't beat this guy senseless, because let me tell you something. If I wasn't an employee, I would have. Now, I get it. Everyone is looking for a simple way to do things nowadays. And everyone, myself included, is addicted to their phones. We need them. We love them. It's our precious. We want it. We need it. The iPhone is my friend. You don't have any friends. And we use them for practically everything in our lives. But at some point, we have to draw the line at what our phones can do. There's got to be a cutoff somewhere. Because if we become too dependent on our phones, we won't know what to do when something happens to the phone. Whether it dies, whether it breaks, gets lost, or God forbid even stolen. When that day comes, if you're not prepared, you're going to be SOL, which will cause those of us who are prepared to LOL. Well, anyway, I can see my boss is making his way up the stairs, so that'll conclude complain time for today. So before you guys go, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to be notified so you never miss another episode of Complain Time, as well as other additional content. Check back soon for a new episode, and until then, stay social.